First Week's Guru, barbecue and grilling's made tasty. Today we're going to do some deep dish pizzas in our cast iron. So kind of a cool trend that's going on and really tasty stuff. So if you like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Really appreciate the support. So this is actually pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Most of the ingredients that I got for this particular one are from Trader Joe's. Matter of fact, pretty much everything is from Trader Joe's. If you don't have a Trader Joe's, you know, there's other ways to make pizza crust and other types of things like that. But we really like, you know, their ingredients and specifically the dough that they have that they provide. And it's ready to bake dough, and it comes in, see, 16-ounce container bags of amounts. And this is a garlic and herb crust that we really like. They've got all different kinds of flavors. That just happens to be our family favorite and works pretty good. And this is one of those things that do whatever type of pizza that you want to do. Whatever you like, put those ingredients in. I'll show you kind of how I go about putting ours together and that type of stuff. But I'm going to make two today, one for us, one for the kids. Kids like pineapple on theirs, so we'll do that. They like pepperoni pineapple. So we've got pepperoni. We've got some sausage. That's an Italian spicy sausage. And we'll actually fry that up in a pan and get it all crispy in the way we like it. And then we'll put it in mozzarella cheese. And then another nice little touch if you want to do some like Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheese. It adds just a little more flavor to the mozzarella. That's, again, up to you, taste of preference. And then we'll add in, and I'll have detailed instructions below as far as what we're doing. So you don't have to, you know, look at all the specifics as far as measurements and stuff. And then we'll add in some seasonings too, you know, like rosemary, oregano, some of those other Italian seasons that goes good on pizza, but we'll get to that side of it. And so with that, the first thing with the dough is I need to basically kind of follow the instructions with whatever dough you get, do whatever it says to do. In this particular case, I'm supposed to take it out, put it in, get some flour on it, and put it in a kind of a loose ball for 30 minutes to let it raise a bit. And then we'll roll it out, put it in the pan, and then put in our seasonings. Also forgot to mention I got this pizza sauce from Trader Joe's. It's really good, real tasty. So with that, I'll get to making the bread dough. Okay, so we let our dough rise for 30 minutes, and you can see it gets quite a bit bigger, kind of starts flattening out. I went ahead and made the kids pizza with pepperoni, pineapple, and then I had some leftover bacon that we did the other night, so I added that in there, and that'll be really good. But on this one, I'll show you the kind of step-by-step for doing it. And make sure your cast iron, that you've got some oil down in there. You can either use like olive oil or, you know, one of the cook sprays or whatever, so that way the dough doesn't stick to the sides once you're cooking it. You can use a rolling pin if you want to, but I don't. I just like to use my hands, and I just kind of start in the center. You know, you just put this guy down in here, and you just kind of start in the center and just kind of work everything out evenly, because you want an even spread all the way throughout it. So, you know, I just find it's really easy to do by hand, but rolling pin works fine. That's just whatever you want to do. And as you can see, I've got two different pans. I've got kind of a lower level one that's a little bit bigger. That's like a 12-inch pan, and this is a 10-inch pan. This is probably more common, the skillet, than this is the top of a Dutch oven. But both work. It's just kind of, just make sure it kind of evens out and you get your stuff going. It doesn't have to go all the way up the sides, just whatever type of dough you got, just make sure you spread it out nice and evenly. A little thinner on the bottom, a little thicker on the top. Alright, so there's our dough. Got a nice little deep dish to line up in there. And I'm going to start with the sauce, and I like a fair amount of sauce. It's taste of preference. If you want it real thin, do it thin. If you want a little bit more, add some more. And then I'm actually going to put down a layer of sausage on that, then cheese, then pepperoni, a little more cheese, and then some bacon and stuff like that. So, you know, I'll just kind of speed through it, and then I'll add in some, you know, basil leaves, basil, oregano, and then some rosemary just at the top, just to kind of season it and kind of finish out the flavors. But I'll get to mixing it up. Okay, so our pizza pies are ready to go, and we're gonna throw them on. I'm gonna cook them on high for probably 25 to 30 minutes. Again, it's a taste and preference thing. We want to get that crust, that golden brown, if you will, and everything to melt inside and to come together. And then we'll take them off, let it rest a bit, and then we'll see how we did. But the other thing to mention is, for my taste and preference when it comes to pizzas, I don't like the real heavy smoke woods. So I use typically like the fruit woods or that type of stuff. So I've got some leftover like apple and cherry that I'm using that I'm putting together. So I like some of the mixes because I think they just taste good. So we'll go with more of the fruit type pellet or wood smoke flavor on these ones. So we'll get them on the Traeger and see how we do. Okay, so I let these sit for 10 minutes because I want the cast iron to continue to kind of cook the crust underneath. And then to make it easier to cut them up, I mean, you can cut them in the pan if you want. I don't like to as much because I don't want it to hurt the cast iron with the pizza slicer and that type of stuff. And just a little bit easier to handle, right? So, with that, I'm just gonna kind of come in here and get this guy underneath here and get her out. Just like that, we got our pizza pie. So man, does that look good. So we'll take both of these out and then I'll cut into them and we'll do a little taste test. Okay, so here we go for our taste test, and if you like this type of content, please
like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another video like this one.
Thanks, all right, there you go. Give her a try. Good and cheesy. Oh boy, this is fantastic. You got to give this a try. Excellent. That's good, huh? On video.